Okay, cat, love it. Love the front of the poster. Boy, that looks great. The thing about the front of the poster is that it's showing the tiger stripes, but going minimal on this, removing that kind of dimensional kind of drop shadow or that dimensional duplication of the type, placing it on the black background. I think this is superior. Also here, this is just so much more legible. It's really it's working very well. I'm not sure, is that a bold typeface? If it is, I would recommend setting it in a regular. I think that looks to be bold, and it doesn't need to be. I think we can kind of set that back a little bit on regular typeface. Um, this looks great. I think that it's almost kind of hard to read, but I think that's such a cool concept because in nature, tigers are striped the way they are so they fit in with their background, right? They're predators. They can't be seen. So this, I think, kind of alludes to that by the fact that it almost for a second you have to go, okay, that tiger strip's a little bit, it's not difficult to read, but it's not perfectly legible. And I think that's just a really great mix that alludes to that kind of camouflage effect that tigers take on in the wild. Love the earth tone color palette. Nice job on the front of the poster. Back to the poster. Okay, comes a time in every student's career where they have to hear these words. This isn't working. And I had used those words with Dakota a couple of times, um, and her work is just improved tenfold. So I want to give a caveat while I say that. I'm saying this work isn't working because you know me by now. You know I'm going to be honest, and I want to give you some really good tips here for moving forward. So, and that shouldn't be a discouraging comment, Kat. Saying that something isn't working shouldn't be a discouraging comment. It should be that, okay, this I think can be better. All right, so the tiger in the background is not working. The reason it's not working is because you have obviously made some decisions in the composition that rest upon the fact that you place the tiger here. And I think one of the most obvious things is that this type would probably have lost a lot of legibility without that box in the background. Whenever I see a box in the background with that in the background of type, I think to myself, okay, this designer is trying to make the type legible because there's something in the background that's going to interfere with the type. And in this case, it is. It's the leg of that tiger, right? So I think that it's an arbitrary situation to try to rectify an inherent problem. Okay, and it's not typically the best. You really don't want to place typography in boxes in compositions, and for those couple of reasons. Number one, it appears as though the designer's trying to hide something. And the other thing is that you want the type to work in synergy with the composition, not appear that it's placed over the composition. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So, a couple of recommendations. This looks good right here. This looks great. Okay, the timeline's got a lot of information in it. The tiger, this whole thing is just too difficult to read. However, all is not lost. I think we can keep pretty much the same layout, which I think is working pretty well. We can lose that box in the background, reassign a color to the type that will be a little more legible. And then instead of having the tiger, can we just all right, we've got a tiger, right? Can we just kind of create this on that? Well, let's try this. I'm going to run this by you. Tell me what you think. Instead of the tiger, can we use tiger prints like paw tracks, right through here, and create the timeline from that? So you have several paw tracks. First of all, I think you've got probably 25 or 30 entries here. That's probably 25 too many. I'm sorry, 20 too many. So 10 entries, I say, would be probably the most to really, nobody's going to read all of these entries. And it's a poster, and nor should they be expected to. So the 10 most pertinent entries, and then tiger print, paw print, paw print, paw print, paw print, and then assign the information to the paw prints. And I think it's going to create a really neat connection between the tiger stripes on the front and the timeline in the back. Okay, typographically, I want to download this, which I should have done for you before, but I didn't. So here we go. My computer's kind of really running funky. I know you had a crash this week. I had a horrible crash yesterday. Listen, I want to tell you something, okay? You know what my crash was caused by? It was caused by I had updated my system. I run a Mac. I updated my system, but I had installed Creative Suite 2019 updates before I updated my system, and it whacked out my system completely. I thought I blew a hard drive. I had nothing but the spinning beach ball of death. I was on the phone with Adobe. I was on the phone with Mac. I spent 3-4 hours on the phone with tech support yesterday. I reinstalled my operating system, all to find out that all I did is delete all of my Creative Cloud apps and reinstall them, and things seem to be running. Knocking on wood, things seem to be running. So what I want to do is I want to just jump in here, open this PDF, and let's see what's going on here. For some reason, that PDF is not opening, so I may have spoken too soon. Uh-oh. Oh, here we go. Okay, hang on 1 second. Okay, here we are. All right, so let's get rid of that. All right, let's jump over to page 2. And I did speak too soon because I'm starting to run pretty sluggish here. Sorry about this. Okay, what I want to do is I want to jump in here, take a look at the type itself. I'm so sorry, Ken. I should have had this all up here, so I'm wasting your time. Okay. All right. Pretty good typeset. Looks good. The type's kind of small. Typographic color is good. Good. You know, if anything, I would open the tracking a little bit. I think your tracking's a little bit tight here, and that's going to lighten up that typographic color. I think that'll work. Civil and Military Gazette, good job presenting that title in italic. That's good. Let's shoot for old style numerals in your timeline as well as in your body copy. Old style, and just as a refresher, I've been mentioning this to everyone. So old style is available through the OpenType menu in your character palette. So specifically, whatever typeface this is, what I would do is I would Google. Let's say this is just hypothetically, let's say it's Helvetica. You would Google how to set old style numerals in Helvetica, and it'll show you exactly how to access that OpenType menu, if indeed they are available in there. OpenType and is not available in every typeface, and also neither are old style numerals. So find out if they are, definitely use them. Right here, it looks like we have 2 spaces after that period. That's left over from the typewriter days. So that's a really bad habit for digital typesetting. And it's you definitely don't want to do that. 1 space after a period, 1 space after punctuation. Old style numerals. Okay, and I'm married. Moved to Vermont. And it is in America that he wrote The Jungle Book. Yep. Good job. Good source. Excellent. Yes. Regs are good. Right here, these regs are good. Right here, they're not. Take a look at the reg. Example, bad regs. Big differences between the longest and shortest line. Any kind of diagonals, any kind of wavy patterns, anything like that. These are good regs. So you want to strive for something like that. We can see you have pretty good regs here. But here you've got this kind of wave, this whoop right there, and then right here, and then again right here. So you have a diagonal here. You don't want that. So watch your drags, adjust your regs. Other than that, Chad, I think you're coming along just beautifully. Okay, any questions at all, please feel free to let me know. Thank you.